If you want to have any shot of selling the products that you want to build, then you need to answer these 5 questions before you build anything, or your product will be dead on arrival. So I have this concept called marketing first, which is simply just creating your marketing strategy and your plan of attack before you do any product development. And I have 2 examples I want to show you from my own personal experience with this before we get to the 5 questions. So the first example I want to show you, the marketing first paradigm in action, is a tournament management software that I was building several years ago. It was called Tourney King. And I've thrown up some screens here that I captured from the Wayback Machine. So before I did any coding on this application, I built a landing page. I wrote some copy for that landing page. I created some screen mock-ups. I added a pricing page with buy now buttons and 2 different pricing options. And I ran ads to that landing page to test for interest and to validate my idea before I wrote a single line of code. So the results were, is I collected a handful of emails from people who were actually interested in my tournament management application. So idea validated, right? The only problem was I struggled to build the actual product and launch it because I was so wrapped up in making it just perfect that I never actually got to the launch before I lost interest and moved on to the next thing. So a marketing first success story, but a actual building the product and launching it failure. So my second example is a fantasy football application that's still active. It's called Lineup Theory, lineuptheory.com if you want to check it out. For this one, I took the opposite approach of marketing first, and I did the build first, marketing as an afterthought approach. So I built these complex machine learning models. I built this robust data aggregation backend with a full-fledged SQL database. I built a prediction pipeline that could support multiple scoring systems. I built this slick little UI for it, and I spent hundreds of dollars on logo design, on web hosting, on database hosting, and on stat services. So how did this one turn out? The build first model. Well, the app works great. It's phenomenal, actually. I use it myself personally, but no one wanted to buy it. And I think the reason no one wanted to buy it was that it lacks trust and reliability. And had I done this marketing first approach where I strategized and planned before I actually built the damn thing, is I might have been able to identify that and then build my messaging and my marketing, and even the application built that trust and reliability into it to position it better for my target consumer. But instead, I just tried to position it as having better projections. And I'll talk to you in a minute why trying to be better is not always the best course of action. So now let's talk about the 5 big questions to answer as part of this marketing first approach. The first is, who exactly is my target consumer? You need to know who is going to actually buy your products in the wild in order for you to go out and reach them and talk to them. And the more detailed you can be, the better. That's why I think it's important to build a consumer avatar. That's demographic information such as age, location, gender, occupation, income, but it's also psychographic stuff, the abstract things like values and what do they fear? What are their goals? What are the problems they're trying to solve? What are they trying to get out of the solutions to those problems? And the more detailed you can be in this step, the better, because it will inform all the other questions that I'm about to pose to you. And if it helps you any, then give them an actual name. Okay, let's look at an example of a consumer avatar for a product that I built about hydroponics. It's essentially a hydroponics playbook for brand new beginning hydroponic enthusiast. My target consumer is mid to late 30s, lives in a rented apartment, works full-time, married without children, very interested in growing food at home, indoors, concerned with escalating grocery prices and safety of fresh produce, wants to grow leafy greens, but doesn't know how without access to natural resources. And so this answers a lot of the questions there. It answers their age, It answers their location, not necessarily geography, but type of housing that they live in. It also answers a lot of the psychographic stuff like values and fears and goals. What are they trying to get out of educating themselves on hydroponic? What are they trying to get out of growing stuff in their scummy apartment? Now that you have an idea of who your target consumer is, you got to answer the next question. How will I reach them? So they're out there in the world somewhere, right? You would hope they are. Are they actively searching for a solution to the problem that your product solves? If so, where are they searching? How are they searching? What search terms are they actually using? Are they using Google? Are they using AI? Something else? YouTube maybe? And where do they hang out online? Is it social media? If so, which one? Facebook, Twitter, YouTube? Are they using AI chatbots to do everything online now? Are they shopping on Amazon or eBay or some other platform? Put yourself in your target consumer's shoes and think about the problem that your product is going to solve and how that target consumer is out in the world actively seeking a solution, or maybe they're not actively seeking a solution, but they're somewhere. And if you could put your solution to a problem in front of them, that they may be interested in buying it. So here's the example from my hydroponics playbook. My target consumer is actively searching YouTube to cobble together the education on how to set up and run a hydroponic system. They are using search terms such as hydroponics for beginners, grow veggies using hydroponics, indoor hydroponic kale, hydroponics for veggies. And this example assumes that they're on YouTube, so they're on this platform. They're using the search feature to try to cobble together the information they need. So the third question is, how will I get their attention? Now that you know where to reach them, how are you going to get them to click on something to go to a landing page? Are you going to use ads, or are you just going to create a bunch of content? If so, what headlines are you going to use for those ads or content? So that you have an idea of what you need to create to go out and reach your user. Are you going to go on certain platforms such as subreddits to be active there to talk about your product? Are you going to comment on specific YouTube videos? If they're out there, maybe you make comments on those videos that drive traffic to a landing page. Or old school blog posts, those still exist. I mean, they're all written by AI now, but they're still out there, and some of them have comments. And this is all about messaging. It's all about how you're going to talk about your product, how are you going to position it to your target consumer so that they can make an informed decision of whether or not it's right for them. So here's an example from the hydroponics playbook. I will get my target consumer's attention on my existing YouTube channel. Cheat code, I've already got a YouTube channel for this thing. So use what you got. I will put a link to the landing page in the description of every video and in the description of my channel. I will also consider running a video ad if the cost is feasible, although it's hard to pull people off platform, especially with an ad, so proceed with caution. So now let's look at some potential headlines that I could run for this hydroponic playbook to potentially grab their attention or to design content around. The ultimate guide for growing veggies hydroponically year-round. Hydroponics is easy after reading this step-by-step guide. Grow kale indoors year-round using hydroponics. Comprehensive guide. Hydroponics is confusing. This guide makes it crystal clear. Grow like a pro with this hydroponics playbook. So question number 4, how will they know if the product is right for them? Now we're starting to get into the glue between your target consumer and your product and seeing if we can find a fit here. It's how you're communicating the value that your product provides to your target consumer. So the first thing is to name the top 3 benefits that your target consumer is going to get if they consume your product. So this isn't features like more memory or faster load times or whatever. Think of this as the emotional hits that they're going to receive when they consume their product. They have this pain. It's painful. My balls hurt all the time. They consume your product and then, oh, wow, My balls are feel like gelatinous bulbs inside of my pants all the time. As part of this, also think about the potential biggest objection that your target consumer is going to have from making a purchase right now. Like what's getting in the way of from them buying your product right now, making it a no-brainer? Or what's the one thing that's holding them back from making a purchase? Or you could think of this as, what do you need to make crystal clear to them that your product has or some benefit that they're going to get, so that making a purchasing decision is a no-brainer. So it's easy. You just click buy right now. Give me it. Here's my money. Please give me the solution to my balls. So here's a potential objection from my hydroponics playbook. My target consumer's biggest objection to buying is trust that the guide will have all the answers they've been piecing together, and they won't need to go out and buy another book or watch a bunch of other videos to fill in the gaps. So this is all about convenience. It's about now you're trying to piece all this information together from all these disparate sources. Now you've got a guide. It's right there as a reference manual. You read it, you're growing, you're kicking ass, you're shining your balls just like I promised. So question number 5, how is my product different than the rest? In other words, why should they buy from you and not Jimmy, the corn dog salesman down the road, your competitor? Now, this is not about being faster, better, cheaper. Everybody says their product is faster, better, cheaper. That is a race to the bottom right there. As an example, imagine that you're writing an Evernote app. It's a note-taking app similar to Evernote. It has a sync function that's faster than Evernote. And that's your only differentiator, is that, well, it syncs faster than Evernote. What's to stop Evernote from just going out and making their sync as fast as yours or faster? Now you got to make it as fast as theirs, and then they got to make it faster than yours, and then faster than yours, and faster than yours, and you're all the way to the bottom. And it works the same for better. Who the hell can even define that? And cheaper. So stay away from those as differentiators. So now that you know what not to do, let's talk about how you can differentiate. And this can play out as your packaging or branding. And I have the example that everyone uses is Liquid Death water. It's just water in a can. That's it. But the branding, the packaging, it stands out on the shelf. And that can be a way to differentiate you. What about like a singled out feature also? So if you think of like an application, like a streaming service, like Netflix, they have a whole bunch of content that they offer for a subscription price that's like super expensive, $18 a month. But what if you only wanted to watch one specific show, say Stranger Things, and you didn't care about all the rest? Well, your product could take that show and offer it as an individual thing for like a one-off payment or whatever. And you could do the opposite as well. You could aggregate features together. So there was a platform that I was looking at using for Lineup Theory a while back when I was first building it, that was specifically for startups in SaaS in the startup phase. And it was a platform that offered authentication, it offered a CRM, and it offered payment processing, all in one package, one convenient package, and one subscription fee. So it would have been really nice to use that instead of having to cobble together all these other disparate solutions. And there's a bunch of other different ways you could do it as well, but those are just a handful of examples. So for the Hydroponics Playbook, here's the differentiator. The Hydroponics Playbook is a one-stop shop that will take you from not knowing shit about hydroponics to having an intermediate knowledge and growing fruits and veggies in just about any environment hydroponically. And if you're just getting started, the practical, easy to apply step-by-step guide will get you up and growing in no time. So essentially, you're going to go from having to piece together all this information that's strewn out across the internet to having one complete guide, and you'll be up and growing in no time. And that's it. And don't worry about nailing it the first time. You have to think of this as a set of marketing assumptions that you can adjust over time as you get feedback from your target consumer. And now, if you want to quit the corporate meat grinder in 2026, go watch this video right here. And I'll see you next time. Out. Nailed it. Nailed it 100%. 100%. All the way, all the time. In it. I nailed it. I nailed it, bitch. I nailed it all. Look at you. Look at you. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe because you're going to get more of this shit if you like and subscribe right now, bro.